and welcome to Spellslingers. It is 8 in the morning, the perfect time to play Magic the Gathering with none other than Luis Scott-Vargas of, I guess I would describe you as of general Magic fame.
I'm Luis Scott-Vargas, and I'm known for playing a lot of Magic. I've played Magic for almost 20 years now.
He's not only a player whose videos I watch, who I try to learn from, who I am inspired by, but also someone who kicked my ass on the Pro Tour.
Sean and I met at Pro Tour San Diego about a year ago, and we were actually 1-3 at the time, so our records weren't great, but it was still an awesome place to meet.
How would you sum your experience of Magic up?
Well, I'm in the Magic Hall of Fame, so that's an easy thing to key into.
Oh, that's clean. You can just begin every conversation like that. If I lose, it's all in good fun. But if I win, that was all me.
Now we're playing on a slightly different stage, but the stakes are still pretty high.
Do you dream about Magic?
I have, yeah, definitely.
Have you written fanfic about Magic?
Well, I write articles about Magic, but it doesn't stray quite into that realm.
And of course, for any of you who enjoy reading off t-shirts, you can go to channelfireball.com.
In 2009, me and a couple of my friends started channelfireball.com, and the reason was we wanted to put out high quality strategy videos and articles that would help people learn how to play Magic better and kind of provide entertainment. I think that the biggest trap new players fall into is they try to conserve their life total at all costs. You know, as long as you have any life left, it doesn't matter how much life you have left.
So it's like being a college student. As long as you have any money in your bank account, it's okay to go out.
Right. As long as you pass, it doesn't matter what grade you got.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay.
Don't take that as applicable life.
Yeah, don't listen to us about anything. Well, we have pre-chosen decks that we will be playing with. Wizard sells what are called Clash Packs. They're designed to make cool games and interesting games against each other.
And they also play well against other decks, but the matchup against each other is going to be really good.
At the very least, it should be fun. We will have a blue-green deck and a green-red deck, Fate and Fury.
I think I'm going to put my Fate in Fate's hands. I picked the Fate deck because I like playing blue, showed up wearing an Azorius shirt, and because I know Sean hates blue.
Draw cards, and counterspell, cancel, draw cards. Let me scry and look and put these back and then draw them again.
I figured it would be a good way to get under his skin.
He can have those. I was going to choose the Fury deck anyways. All right, well, I'm all in on Fury. So a ramp deck has two pieces. The first are the ramp cards. They're creatures or cards that get you more mana into play. And the second half are the huge creatures that use that mana. How important do you feel it is to know all the important lingo of Magic?
Knowing kind of like all the little catchphrases and the jargon kind of helps you understand what happens when you're talking with other Magic players, and also, kind of a sense of community.
What do you think are the three most just like funky, awesome phrases?
Time walking's a good one. I use that one a lot. Top decking, drawing the card you need. That's
yes.
I think gotten pretty popular because it's like so clear what it means. I guess chump blocking is another good one. When you're blocking just to save damage, when you're blocking only to stop yourself from getting hurt.
If I got into a big fight, with let's say, someone who's very important, maybe a girlfriend, but I'm, sitting on my couch eating ice cream, my chump blocking my feelings.
You're not really actually accomplishing anything, but you are delaying the inevitable.
I'm preventing myself from getting hurt. I'm conserving my life.
Well, you're not preventing yourself from getting hurt. You're just delaying the hurt.
And I know, being the professional wizard that you are, a professional magician, what movement would you like to do to summon our decks?
I could use what Jace the Mind Sculptor does. He goes like this sort of thing like this.
Oh.
He goes brrr, brrr.
Oh my God, look at the decks that we did.
Both of us decided to go in blind. Neither of us looked at our decks. We didn't have any idea what was in them besides the basic colors.
So I'm going to leverage the fact that you are an educator and expert player of Magic. Talk to me a little bit about what a mana curve is.
When people talk about a mana curve, it's really just the distribution of spells in your deck. And the reason it's called a curve is because you want different numbers of each spells at every different casting cost. The reason being, you want to be able to play a spell in turn 2, so you need a lot of 2-drops. You don't want to draw a handful of 5-drops because you won't be able to play anything, and it's much better to draw more low drops than high drops. So it curves down going from casting costs.
Okay. That's amazing. That's like David Blaine deal. Okay, well, here's what I do. I go 1, 2, 3.
Just from my opening hand, I could tell this is a deck I would like. It's got bounce spells, counter spells, bestow creatures.
When I see what I have, I'm immediately noting that there's some really high casting cost cards. So either there's some ramp cards that I'm missing that I should probably be trying to mulligan for, or it's just a bad draw. All right, I'm going to mulligan. All he's going to do all game is draw his cards and scry his cards and bounce my cards. So I want to start with a lot of cards, and I'm beginning with one less cards.
Looking at my opening hand, these decks are really good. My opening hand is really good. It's got a couple cheap spells, a couple lands, and a really good mana curve. All right.
Best of luck. Pass the turn to you.
All right, just gonna lead with a forest as well. It's the mirror match.
A strong play.
All right.
Pleasure playing forest with you. All right, I will draw my card. I will play the Mountain I'll play a Voyaging Satyr. I'm going to use my Satyr to ramp into my Cyclops for turn 3. Pass the
I'm going
turn
to take
to
a Voyage to 4 mana right away.
Yes.
I think I'm going to play an island. I think I'm just going to play a Leaf Crown Dryad.
Ooh.
To battle your Satyr. Yeah, the really cool thing about bestow cards is you can play them like I just did as a 2 mana 2/2, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
Or if I have more mana, I can just bestow it on something, which is pretty cool, because then if the creature dies, I still get this, and my creature gets larger.
And a 2/2 for 2 anyways is can't be bad. I'm going to go with the Forest. We're going to tap. We're going to tap this to untap this, and then tap, tap, tap. Okay, so now I have 4 mana, and I will play an Ill-Tempered Cyclops. So I got phase 1 of the beatdown going. I have my Cyclops.
Sean just played an Ill-Tempered Cyclops, which is a lot bigger than anything I have, but luckily I have a Voyage's End, so I can at least just bounce it for now.
What I'm really excited for is the huge monstrosity creatures that I got the chance to see when I looked at my first draw of 7. Pass the turn to you.
That's a good start. I do even have a 3-drop, but I'm actually going to go ahead and play my Temple of Mystery first, and it's even foil.
Love it.
So I'm going to scry 1. This deck's got a ton of scry effects, which is awesome. Scrying lets you kind of control your draws, make sure you're drawing all the good cards, and put all the bad cards on the bottom. It's a pretty fun mechanic. This card's really good, so I'm going to put it on top.
I like it.
I just saw Prognostic Sphinx on top of my library, and I know that this is the way I'm going to try to win this game. It's a 3/5 flyer, it attacks every turn, he can't kill it, and it lets me scry a bunch. I could attack here, but that doesn't seem like a good idea, so it's your turn.
I'm marginally suspicious of those 2 available manas. Playing Forest. I will now declare the Ill-Tempered Cyclops as performing an attack.
So you know my guy can block flyers?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to block.
Okay. All right.
I was just checking.
All right. No, I did know. Because one of the best parts about Magic is that if you're literate, you can read what's on the card.
Bam. So I guess I take 3 damage. I'm going to go right down to 17.
Done. Quit. Fin.
Well, now I think I'm actually going to play something here.
Oh, at the end of your turn.
End of your turn. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast Voyage's End. So his voyage is coming to an end. I'm just going to return your Ill-Tempered Cyclops, and I'm going to get to scry again. Another important Magic concept that this deck uses to its advantage is tempo, which is getting ahead in time, not really resources. And when I bounce one of Sean's creatures that costs 4 mana by playing a spell that only costs 2, I'm ahead in tempo. The good card's still there, so it's still going to stay there.
Beautiful.
And you are still done? Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So I'm playing my 4th land, and I actually don't have much to play, but I'm going to attack for 2 with my Leaf Crown Dryad.
You know, I will accept and warmly embrace your 2 damage with my face.
I'm just going to pass the turn.
Look at this.
I really don't have anything, I swear. This time it's true.
I'm going to play a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. I'm going to tap, tap, untap, tap, tap, tap.
And you know, we can actually even shortcut it, or you can just tap all your things, and I'm assuming you're untapping a land.
I like that. I like
Shortcuts
that.
are important. Shortcuts are a big part of
I
Magic.
dig that. I'm going to play the Genesis Hydra.
Genesis Hydra really messed up my plan for this turn. I had a Grip tied up, and I was going to bounce whatever he played for 6 mana, but the card he played had a come into play ability, so all of a sudden I couldn't bounce it, and he would still get the value from it.
It is an XX creature, so I'm spending 4 additional mana to cast it, so it will be coming out as a 4/4. And it also says that when I cast it, I can look at the top X cards of my library and put something that costs X or less into play. So I'm going to reveal the top 4 cards. I reveal a mountain, I reveal a Voyaging Satyr, and I have this enchantment that lets me sacrifice to search for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield. I think I will instead play the Voyaging Satyr into play. Having 2 Satyrs out is great in general for my land, but now that I have the Shrine to Nyx out, I'm going to have an absurd amount of mana. So what I really want is a card that can use infinity mana, and I have just the thing. And to denote that this is a 4/4, I will put a 4 on its face. And I will end the turn.
So Genesis Hydra is a strong card. Guess I'll just take my turn. So I'm going to play my 5th land. I'm going to play the card I scried to the top, not once, but twice.
Oh wait, what is this?
It's a Prognostic Sphinx.
Prognostic Sphinx, flying, 3/5, discard a card. Prognostic Sphinx gains hexproof until end of turn, tap it. What? What, whenever it attacks, scry 3?
Yeah, that card is awesome.
This is the blue I hate. He's gonna be poking at me. He's gonna be looking at all his cards at scry 3. It only costs 5 mana. Oh my God.
It's not so great that I get to attack this turn, so I'm just going to pass the turn back.
So I dip my toe in the water with the Cyclops, doesn't counter it, dip my toe again in the water with the Hydra, and then I just slink all the way in the hot tub. I will play this right out the gate. The Hydra Broodmaster. It is a 7/7 that costs 6. I was fortunate to get one Hydra out, but he's tapped out all his land, so now I can get a second Hydra out, and that's the one I really want out because he can't counter Monstrosity. Everything I do, I want it to be uncounterable. So I'll tap all my land and keep one satyr up. And it says whenever it becomes monstrous, put XX green Hydra creature tokens onto the battlefield.
That is a giant card. It's gonna be tough to beat.
I'm done and pass the turn to you.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack with my Prognostic Sphinx here.
Oh God.
And when I attack, I get to scry 3, so I get to look at my top 3.
And I just get to sit here. This is classic playing against blue. Blue's looking at all their cards.
I'm not gonna say I'm unhappy to be doing this. Look, I have all these cards in hand, all these cards in my other hand.
Cards. No.
So I think I'm actually gonna keep 2 of my cards. So I just put 2 cards on top. I put Prophet of Krufix and Aetherspout on top. And I'm setting up my next 2 turns perfectly. I think this might work out. Then you are gonna take 3.
Going down to 15.
That Hydra Broodmaster is gonna be a real problem if you untap with it. But I have this Griptide, so I can at least delay it for a couple turns. It's a hard card to beat though. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the tide. So Griptide, it puts target creature on top of its owner's library.
I'm actually kind of okay with having my Hydra Griptoad. What's the past tense of Griptide? So it goes on top of my library.
So you are going to draw it again, but at least I don't have to deal with it this turn. And that is all.
I have it now.
Did you top deck?
I top decked a Hydra Broodmaster. It's a really good card. Let's see here. So my devotion to green now is 4. So devotion rewards if you have a lot of the same color card out. You count up the number of mana symbols that you have. So if I have something that costs 2 green and whatever, I have 2 devotion. Or if I have 3 cards, each that cost 1 green and some bonus, I have 3 devotion. So given that I have a lot of Hydras and the Satyrs, my green devotion is starting to get very, very high. So we're gonna do this in slow motion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap 2. And tap this, because it says I can pay 2 and choose a color and I gain mana equal to my devotion to green. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 green mana symbols, so that gives me 4 mana. So I'm going to tap my Voyaging Satyr to untap. I have 4 mana available, so I will expend 2 of it to gain 4 more, so I will go to 6.
6 is a lot.
I will tap this, oh my God, to untap again, and I will spend 2 to go down to 4 and gain another 4.
We need more dice.
Yeah, I will play the Ill-Tempered Cyclops, and the Hydra Broodmother.
So recurring cast of characters here.
I like it. He counters nothing. I have 2 dudes.
So Sean just played all the guys that I spent all this time bouncing, and now they're back in play again. I have to deal with them again, and I don't have more bounce spells. So I'm not exactly sure what my plan is from here on out.
And now I'm going to be attacking with the Genesis Hydra.
And I'm still not sacrificing Leaf Crown Dryad, so that's not gonna happen.
I like it.
I'm gonna take 4 damage. I'm gonna go down to 13.
Because you know what? Blocking is not something that you ever really need to do in Magic.
So I'm pretty far behind now, but Blue's got some tricks up its sleeve.
If you return everything to my hand, I'm gonna be so bummed.
Well, we'll see. First, we're gonna attack, I think. Yeah.
I like it. You know what? I can't block. I can do no such blocking.
But I get to scry again, too. I'm gonna keep this one. This one's really good. The other 2, not so good. So let's cast Prophet of Krufix.
Ooh, what does this do?
It's foil and it's strong.
Foil. Untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. You may cast creature cards as though they had flash. He gets to untap now all the time. They may as well just scoop the land off and just be like, dude, do whatever you want at any point. You're blue.
So Prophet of Krufix is going to be really good for me this game. It untaps all my lands every turn, even on my opponents, and it lets me play creatures as instants. So I get to have double the mana and play double the spells. And since I'm kind of tight on mana compared to Sean, it's going to be very important.
So he has flash on everything. He has 3 very good creatures out. So my only hope is that he can't bounce anything else.
This card's pretty profitable, so I'm just going to pass the turn and then untap everything.
Everything.
So these all untap, and there's nothing blue decks like more than being, completely untapped and ready to cast all their tricky cards.
I can make a considerable number of Hydras, but see, the problem here is that Luis is playing blue. F***ing blue, man.
And I keep saying I have nothing, but that's not
entirely
true.
accurate, because if you return, for instance, all cards to hand, then that is just bad, sad bad for me. First, I just want to know where I'm at. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap 2 to tap this, to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana. Tap a thing to untap a thing. I'm going to tap again. Spending. I will go down to 4.
And then go back up to 10.
I'm going to tap, untap, tap again to go to, I believe, another 4. So that is a total of 14. There's a moment in Magic where you have to say, if he's got it, he's got it. I'm just gonna get as much mana as I can and get a bunch of Hydras, and if he bounces it, then okay. We can always blame the fact that he's blue. Yeah, you know what, just because it's awesome, I'm gonna go all out. Here's 1 green, 2 mountains, so I now have 16 total.
17 total even.
With my 17 mana, I'm going to put 8 +1/+1 counters on here and summon 8 8/8 Hydras. I'm against a blue player.
Here's the counters.
All right, and that's like getting a genie's lamp, where you got 3 wishes, but you know something's gonna go wrong, because this is what happens in the movies.
So Sean just used Nykthos plus Voyaging Satyr to make 17 mana. He made 8 8/8 Hydras. His Hydra Broodmaster becomes a 15/15. That's an incredibly large army.
So we need 8 things to match, and the only thing that we have 8 of are empty card sleeves. I know something's probably gonna go wrong. I want to be really excited.
Luckily for me, I left an Aether Spout on top of my deck, and I'm going to be able to just wipe out every single token he attacks with, which I assume is all of them. This doesn't look fair at all.
Well, you know, you are playing blue, so I know if there's some sort of bounce effect or just return all things to hand, because tokens, you can't have them in your hand, so if it says return to hand, they're just dead completely. So I will now attack with my Hydra Broodmaster that is a 15/15.
I should probably block because I'm at 13, and I can't block with anything big enough to kill it, so I'm going to chump block.
Jump it, all right. And I'm unable to do any damage, but I've cleared a little bit off. So even if for some reason everything gets returned back to my hand, I still killed a thing. And that is the end of my turn. I pass the turn to you.
All right. Because I have Profit Out, I can play things or creatures as instants.
Yep.
So I'm going to cast Kiora's Follower at the end of the turn, which
What does it say? Untap.
Another target permanent. So it's kind of like your Void Educator, but it can use it. You can use it on creatures.
All right, all right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bestow onto Prophet of Krufix a Nimbus Naiad. So I'm going to pay 5, bestow it on there. So now it gets +2/+2 and has flying. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I've got 2 flyers in play. They're both really hard to kill because one's bestowed, the other has hexproof. So Sean's going to need a lot to get out of this. And I'm going to attack you with these 2.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's going to be 7, but I still get to scry.
All right, and I have oh my god.
I guess I'm just putting all of them on the bottom.
All right, so I'm going to take 7. I'm going to go to 5 damage. Excuse me, 5 health.
I'm just passing the turn.
All right, we are untapping everything. Now here's the real question, is whether or not you have the combat trick. So I'm going to begin combat. I'm going to attack with 8 8/8 Hydras. Tappy tap, tap.
Is that going to be enough or no?
You know, I'm gonna begin by doing it with all of them, and I'm going to attack with the Hydra Broodmother as well.
All right, that's a lot of Hydras.
Yes.
I guess I'm going to block.
Okay.
I'll put Kiora's Follower on the Broodmother, Prophet on one Hydra, Sphinx on the other Hydra. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, well, I do actually. So I'm going to cast Aether Spouts.
Oh, what does it do?
It's a new card.
Instant, for each attacking creature, its owner puts it on the top or bottom of his or her library.
Normally, bounce spells return the creatures to their hand, to the library, wherever. But since these are all tokens, they're just vanishing forever into the Aether.
No, I've heard that from back there. They just went. When you expect the worst, you can still be disappointed.
So I'd be very dead if I didn't have that card, in case it wasn't clear.
No, it was clear. Don't worry. What I will do is these get to go away. So for any of you who had poor imaginations, don't worry, I got you covered. You don't have to picture anything. You get to witness concretely how upset I am. These dice return back to Luis, this guy. I think I like him. I'll put him on the top of the library. First, I'm going to do my usual thing where I tap 2, and then I tap this to gain 4.
Bust out the dice again.
Let's just tap a thing to untap a thing to spend a thing.
Go to 6.
I'm going to, tappy, untappy, tappy, so we'll be at 8. I will play a Reclamation Sage, which says when it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or permanent. I'm going to kill your bestowed enchantment. Yes.
That's no good.
All right, we're getting a little bit of health here. So we have 8 mana.
So we have 5 left here.
5 left. I will then play the Nylea's Disciple, which says when it enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to your devotion to green. So this is going to go to 1. So now my devotion to green is
7.
7. So I will go back to 12, and I'm going to, with my gross success, use the last remaining bits, Lightning Strike, to kill your friendly dude.
He had Reclamation Sage to kill my Nimbus Naiad, he had Lightning Strike to kill my Prophet, and he had Nylea's Disciple to go back up to a bunch of life. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to kill him now.
He's been chipping away at me, but with the Lightning Strike and Nylea's Disciple, I mean, normally they say life gain isn't good, but that was the perfect combo because I removed one of his biggest threats, and now I'm back in the game.
Well, that was not a good turn for me.
All right, I have ended my turn.
No, I'm going to attack.
All right.
All right, well, see what the Sphinx sees. I'm going to attack.
I declare no blockers.
Scry again. These are some good cards. I don't really have time for them. I'm under a lot of pressure here. I just put Jason's Ingenuity on the bottom, and that really hurts because it draws 3 cards, but I'm not going to have time for it this game. I just can't take a turn off to cast it. All right, so you get hit for 3.
I will go to 9.
And you've got a lot of things out there. Let's play another M15 card here. Frost Links.
Ooh, what does Frost Links do?
It taps one of your creatures, and it does not untap for a turn.
All right.
So I'm going to tap the Ill-Tempered Cyclops.
All right. This is the way that I like to denote that it is tapped and does not untap during the untap phase.
And then I'm going to pin the Genesis Hydra to the earth. So I actually made a mistake here. I should have pinned his Ill-Tempered Cyclops to the ground. The problem was I thought it was, it was a 3/3, and I was like, oh, I'm going to tap that one and then pin the 4/4. But I actually should have reversed those 2 things, and that might end up costing me the game.
So it gets -6/-0, so this is a 0/0, or 0/4, excuse me.
And I got nothing else, and I don't even get to untap because my Prophet is gone.
Cool. So I will untap. You get flipped. You all come back. All right, and I'm drawing the Hydra. So I was feeling a little bit more anxious at the start of the turn because I don't have an easy win with the Hydras. Declaring the attack.
All right.
I attack with these gentlemen. So I thought, oh, I'll make an attack and cast spells after the attack. That's what a good Magic player does.
So before blockers, I'm going to use Kira's Follower to untap Prognostics.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. And then just forgot that he can untap and block with his Sphinx. Oh, I forgot that that was the ability that was on that thing. No.
If you want, you can take it back.
Okay, we'll take it back.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, damn.
All right, these are my blocks.
Okay, a trade and some tears. So that drops my devotion by 3, and since my next land relies on devotion and I can use it 3 times a turn, I've cut myself by like 9 mana. 9, 10, 11. I will play this, giving me 5 mana left.
5.
I will use 1 of that green mana for the monstrosity cost, and with the remaining 4, I will put out 2 2/2 Hydras. And what should have been 5 5/5 Hydras, or whatever huge number it's supposed to be, is now 2 2/2 Hydras. So at the very least, I have a 7/7 that has been pumped to a 9/9, and I pass the turn to you.
Well, luckily for me, that's the only thing I think that gives me a shot. Because if you had 5 5/5s, I would be done. So I'm hanging on here. We'll send in the Sphinx again and Scry again.
All right. Well, I'm going from 9 to 6.
So I just hit him again with Sphinx, and it's only a couple more turns before he dies. He's probably not going to be able to stop it. I really hope the Sphinx goes the distance. And again, we're going to put all the cards on the bottom.
Okay, so far so good.
So I don't know what I'm digging to. I keep scrying cards to the bottom. Surely there's something in the deck that can save me, but it's got to be this turn. And then I'm going to follow it up with another Kira's Follower. And this can untap anything, not just lands, also creatures.
But I would be the guy to mess that up like 2 turns in a row. I'm like, oh my god, you still have it on the field.
And that's all I got.
Okay, so we're gonna do some untapping. Now, before I draw, right now I can pump this turn, and it will become a 6/6. I can swing for some additionals here, some additionals here, some additionals here. So you're gonna certainly block a 9/9 with something. 6 will likely go.
Because that one is trample. So
yeah, it'll likely get at least 4 in. And then I'd probably get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. So now, once again, if we imagine there being 5 5/5 Hydras, well, I'm gonna keep back my dudes for now. I'm not gonna do any tapping of these and untapping. So this is now a 6/6.
the 6/6 trample, it is monstrous.
I will attack with definitely the Hydras, definitely these 2. I think that's it. Okay, that's what I'm attacking with.
All right. So once again, I'm going to use Kira's Follower on Prognostic Sphinx. And as predicted, I'm going to jump in the way of the Broodmother.
Great.
Master, and Prognostic Sphinx is going to eat one of the other Hydras. And I don't have any tricks, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I take 8 damage.
All right.
I go down to 5 life. Your 2/2 dies. My 2/2 dies. That was a good attack.
And then at the second main, I will tap to untap to tap to just play very simple. 1/1, Elvish Mystic.
You got it.
End my turn.
I need to draw something really good here.
All right, so let's see what the draw is.
And then I drew a forest, which of course will not save me. All right, not bad actually.
Okay.
But I still think I'm going to attack the prognostic sphinx.
Okay.
Attacking the sphinx, scrying.
All right, I will go down to 3, at least.
And these 3 cards are really good, so I'm actually going to leave them all on top.
Okay.
I'm going to pass the turn and maybe Sean won't attack?
So the feeling of playing against all the trickery of blue is that you never really know when you're allowed to celebrate. He's drawn a card, he hasn't played a land, it's 2 in his hand. Can I celebrate? Maybe? So you have 5 life. So I attack with these 4 troops, and now I pray.
All right, I'm going to use Kiro's Follower again to untap Prognostic Sphinx.
Okay.
And block the Hydra Broodmaster.
Okay.
And I don't have anything.
Oh, he didn't have another bounce. I will punch through for 9.
Yeah, it's more than enough to kill me.
Oftentimes more than 5, yes. Good game.
Good game.
Or the top cards you were having.
I kept 3 land on top because I knew it was.
I'm actually surprised at the strength of the decks.
Yeah, these are powerful decks. I mean, you got to play a Hydra Broodmaster and make 16 mana or whatever.
Yeah.
I got to cast Aether Spout and return 9 Hydras or 8 Hydras back to your hand.
I was a critical component to the potential success of your deck by only getting 2/2/2 Hydras at the end.
Yeah, that ended up being enough though.
But remember, when you are capable of making tremendous mistakes, the top decks can still be on your side. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Spellslingers. Of course, that means that I have gotten revenge on Louise in Magic when it doesn't matter at all. May you go forth and make tremendous mistakes in Magic and repair it by drawing well.